can kill you, make you more resilient. So even when your world is falling down, you gotta keep ascending. Gotta keep ascending. Oh yeah. Gotta keep ascending. Yeah. Even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gon' keep ascending. Gotta keep ascending. Oh yeah. Gotta keep ascending. Yeah. Even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gon' keep ascending. Her pain is my pain. Her struggle's my struggle.
Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy hot Sunday. It is hot in the Bay. Oh my God, do I look like I'm sweating? Because I feel like I'm sweating. But welcome to Believe Radio. Welcome to Ascending with Toni Rochelle. I am your host, Toni Rochelle. And thank you for joining us today on this beautiful Sunday. If you have never tuned into this platform before, you are in for a treat. This platform is about healing and about being in community and about hearing storytelling, because sometimes, as y'all know, as we out here trying to be human, life shows up for us, y'all. How many of y'all know something about life? Life be lifing, life be showing up. And sometimes when it shows up, honey, let me tell you, it don't have an agenda. It don't have an appointment. It shows up and sometimes it shows out. And sometimes when it shows up, it leaves us with hurt. It leaves us with pain. We in a struggle. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out why me? Why is this thing happening to me in my life right now at this moment? But guess what, y'all? Guess what, Bay Area? Guess what, world? We get to make a choice. We get to make a choice and say, you know what? Life is showing up for me. I am mad at that person. That person did hurt me. But guess what? We get the choice to move on. We get a choice to make a decision that, you know what, even though this is making me mad and I don't feel comfortable right now, like I choose to get up and still go to work. I choose to still be Toni. I still choose to be a mother. I still choose to be a father. I still choose to be a human and figure it out and keep going. And don't let that thing hold me down. Don't let that thing keep me stagnant. That's what this platform is really, truly about. So if you're wondering, like, Toni is always talking about ascending. What is ascending? It means to rise above. It means to keep going. It means to not let that thing stop you. So, yeah, that's what we do right here. So if you ever feel like at any moment where life is showing up for you and you're trying to figure out why it's showing up for you or how to move through it, how to get through it, come and listen to this platform. Because, y'all, I be having real guests on here that have real life issues that they had to get through. And a lot of times, a lot of us feel like we're alone. We feel like it's just me that's going through this. Ain't nobody else understanding what I got going on. But how many of y'all know that sometimes when you hear somebody else's story, it makes you feel more grateful for your own story? Because you're like, you know what? Somebody else really got it worse than me. Or you know what? Somebody really else is going through the same situation I'm going through. And right there, we all fellowshipping together because we all trying to get through this thing called life. So anyway, thank you for everyone that has been tuning in. Thank you for the newcomers. If you have a story, if you have a story about how you have ascended through life and you feel like you want to come and talk to Toni Rochelle, hit me up. Hit me up on all platforms. Check out my website. Hit me up on YouTube. And I would love for you to come and sit down and have a discussion with me, a conversation with me, a talk with me, and let me know how you had got through that thing called life. So anyway, that's the platform. I don't know what y'all got going on this Saturday, but this Saturday I will be having a live ascending show where you can actually come and be a part of the audience, where you can actually come and meet me in person. Maybe you said, you know what, I'm tired of seeing Toni Rochelle online. I'm tired of seeing her on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I need to see her in person. You get the opportunity to come this Saturday in Oakland, California at 1:00. We have tickets on the Eventbrite. Eventbrite. And I would love to see you guys in the audience. Today I got a guest, y'all. I got a guest in the building, and I'm excited to get in his business because y'all know that's what I do. That's what I do. I like to get in your business and see what's been going on. And so I am honored. I am delighted on this day, on this hot day. Woo, I'm hot. I need a ponytail holder, y'all. But we're going to get the start. We're going to get those shows started. I'm going to bring my guests up, and we're going to get right into it. I'm bringing you on stage.
Okay.
You on stage. You on stage. You on stage. Hey, you on stage. Happy Sunday,
Happy
brother
Sunday.
King. How you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here. It's a beautiful Sunday.
Yes,
Just
it
came
is.
back from the park with my son.
Oh, that's a great dad. That's
Yeah.
a great. Get these kids outside.
I know.
You know, kids don't go outside like we used to go outside back in the day.
They don't. And they don't. And I'm just being more proactive about taking my son outside.
No.
Sometimes I'll be working so much and I'm like, he's just running around his house. And I'm
Yeah.
like, man, he needs some, he needs some.
He needs some melon, some sunlight.
Yeah, he needs some vitamin. I don't know what vitamin that is. Vitamin D?
Vitamin D, I think.
Yeah.
No, but welcome to Ascending with Toni Rochelle. Please introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, what you about, what you got going on. They want to get in your business like I want to.
I am DAGHE. I am a multimedia artist and a DJ. I'm also a campaign consultant. I'm also a communications director and an art director and a politician.
That's a lot of hats.
I know.
You got a different color for every title because that's a lot of titles.
Yeah, nah, I do them all at the same time.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more about it.
Yeah.
So when you think about the word ascending, what does that word mean to you?
Ascending for me is just like leveling up and like just striving for more. Not even only striving, like actively in the act of like having more, whether it's more peace and more love, more money, whatever it is. It's just like elevating the space that you're in now to a higher space.
Definitely.
And ascending is just like being better than you were the day before or the second before, you know? It's like a lot of times we think of like the level up is like this drastic thing, but ascending is just like gradual steps, you know?
Definitely. This is my favorite part of the show, is asking my guests what do they think ascending means. And I love it because it's like a woman's birth story. If you ask any woman what their birth story was like how was it when you had your baby? You're never going to hear the same exact story.
Yeah.
Because even though we're all women, we all have a different birth story.
Yeah.
And so it gives me pleasure when I ask people, what do you think the word ascending means to you? And then to hear the different perspectives. Because honestly, when it was first introduced to me, I had no idea what it meant.
Yeah.
I had heard the word descending, but I had never heard the word ascending. And I don't know if you like me, but when somebody tells me what something means, I'm going to go look it up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I need to look it up. I need to see the visual. And when I was defining it and looking at it, all the angles, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've been ascending my whole life.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't even know what that word mean. I didn't even know I was doing that.
Yeah. I feel like if you're alive, you still have the chance to ascend, you know?
Shoot, being alive is ascending.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you went to bed the day before.
Yeah.
You don't know if you're going to rise the next morning, right?
Yeah.
So that's ascending. And that's what I love about it, because it means different things.
Yeah. The thing about anything like success or anything is like you have to define it. A lot of times we allow like social constraints and like society to define what ascending is. It's up to you to decide what that means to you.
No, I agree.
Everyone's ascending is different in what that looks like, but a lot of times we always look at other things to know if we're doing good. But if we kind of look towards ourselves, we can define what ascending means to us better.
So with that being said, I'm about to get in your business. I love it when they say yes, y'all. I love it when they say yes. So when you think about the word ascending and you think about it in your personal life, how have you ascended through life?
I'm always ascending because I always know that I'm going to be better than I was before. Like, I feel like there's been times where I haven't ascended and I've been comfortable and I've been up and I think it's good or something like that. But like now I'm actively trying to ascend. I'm proactively trying to ascend and trying to progressively be better than I was, be a better man, better father, better husband, you know. And I don't know. I think it's not as macro as we think it is. It's like it's a micro thing. It's little chunks. Like you chipping off at progression.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my life I was like, go big. I didn't see it unless it was grand. You know what I'm saying? But now my ascending is small, just small incremental adjustments and level ups, you know.
I like the small little gems that you said, because a lot of times we do say, oh, go big or go home. And I don't really know where that narrative comes from for us. Like, where did that come in for you? Like, why did your mind frame was like, oh, I gotta go big, or like it's not there? Like,
I mean, that's what I was taught as a Black man. It was just, we gotta ball out. You know, I have to see everything in my lifetime. You know, I have to see I have to see my reward in my lifetime, you know, and then that's just what we taught. And then one day you're like, hold on. Oh, during the pandemic, actually for me is when I was like, oh, $10 is a bag.
No.
$10 is a bag. You just have to add it to another $10 and another $10 and another $10, but it's a bag.
Yeah.
And a bag is not $10,000, $20,000. A penny is a bag. It's part of it. You know?
I like that.
So I changed my mindset and I'm like, oh, everything is a win.
Yeah.
You know? Let me just not spend heck of money and I'll be bagged up. You know what I'm saying?
No, for
all
real.
I gotta do is save it. All I have to do is, when I see a quarter, put it in my little quarter thing. And it's a bag. Eventually I can buy whatever I want with it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So that quarter ascended to $1,
And
that dollar of quarters ascended to $25 of quarters. And you might need those quarters to go to the laundromat. I don't know about how many people still got to go to the laundromat, but they still do exist.
Those quarters could ascend to some Prada loafers. You know what I'm saying? Like it's literally, so it's just like training your mind, like, and thinking differently about stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and that's helped me. And now I feel like I'm more in tune. I'm more bagged up because everything's a bag.
What made you make that choice? What was that choice that made you say, you know what, I need to look at things in a different perspective, a different way?
I was so poor. I was so broke in the pandemic. A part of it. Well, I wasn't broke. It was just all money out. Yeah. So I wasn't, no money was coming in. So I had to restructure how I look at money. And I had to understand that there's no lump sums coming in this weird time that we're in. Yeah. And with that, I was just like, okay, well, I have to look at small sums. And I'm still operating on that rule now.
I love that. Where are you originally from?
My parents are from Nigeria. I'm from West Oakland.
West Oakland.
Yeah. And yeah, I grew up all around Oakland. I went to North Oakland schools. And then half high school, I moved to the Deep in the 70s. So I'm town business.
Town business in the house. Yes, sir. So when you were growing up, like, would you say that that's the same perspective that your parents had? Like, go big, go home. Like, I remember earlier you said you were taught that way. Where did that teaching come from?
The streets, the outside society. My parents are teaching me what I'm learning now. Yeah. They were already telling me that, but I wasn't really listening to them because during those times you're so young, you don't understand, like, you're not trying to live like that. And I wasn't trying to like actively rebel, but it's just like the concepts that they were teaching me didn't register.
Your environment, was it?
Our environment wasn't that bad. It's just, I'm just a youth. I'm just a youngster, you know? Like, I mean, I'm sure everybody goes through it. Like, the lessons that your parents taught you was like, they're only like making sense very recently. Yeah. I've been on this world for heck of long, and now I'm like, okay, yeah, dang, my mom was telling me everything, And that's why I just thank my parents, because they already put it in my head. It's like, it's not new. It's not a new concept. It's just, oh, now I'm ready to explore it, you know?
Yeah. Would you say you're like that with your child, with your baby? You know, as you being a father, do you use those same methods that your parents was using to help raise you?
Nah, it's too early.
Mhm.
So he's only 20 months.
Oh yeah, he's a
So
baby.
yeah, I'm figuring out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to just do what I feel, what feels right. But we're not at the point where we can conversate.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to teach my son just like my parents did. And he's probably not going to get it until he's 30 years old, you know.
Mhm.
And that's just how it is. I just have to try, because these concepts are not just like new. It's already instilled in my brain.
Yeah.
And it's already like, it's in my I don't know, it's already in my brain.
That narrative was planted, that seed was planted a long
Mhm.
time ago that gave you that narrative, and you
just activated it.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's what they say. They say when you teach your babies, you teach your kids something, and even if they fall off, they're gonna always remember
Mm-hmm.
what was taught. And I believe that too, because just like you said, like you was brought up or raised that way. I'm the same way too. Like just moving on through life, I'm like, oh, that's what grandma meant.
Yeah.
That's what Mrs. Shirley across the street kept trying to tell me.
It's crazy though.
That's what my teacher was trying to say. Okay.
It's crazy because I feel like I grew up so instantly, like within the last 2 years.
Mm.
Father had to do that. So I'm downloading so much information that I just kind of ignored,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like downloading it. So it's interesting. And I thank my parents. Like,
shout out to the parents.
shout out to the parents.
Okay.
Yeah. They and I know now they were just freestyling, and I didn't even know. As a parent, I'm like, oh, y'all didn't know what y'all was doing.
Yeah,
My bad.
Kids, you think your parents know everything.
Yeah, we think they know everything. You don't understand that your parents was a youngster
Yeah.
that had you, and they are figuring out their life and your life at the same time. And yeah, I had to thank my mom the other day and my dad. I was like, I get it. My bad.
No, y'all, for real, go out there and thank your parents right now, because just like you said, there's no book.
Yeah.
There's no directions to being a parent.
Yeah.
There's no instructions. And then people can tell you and give you all the gems that you could possibly ask for or want.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, like that birth story that I said,
Mm-hmm.
it's just figuring it out as you go.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's real. Shout out to the parents, y'all.
Shout out to the parents.
Shout out to the parents. Shout out to the present parents. Shout out to the grandparents, the auntie parents, the
Mm-hmm.
neighbor parents, the foster parents, all of that,
them.
all the above. Single parents.
Mm-hmm.
Hope I didn't leave no parents out, but much love to all of y'all today, because this is a real topic.
Yeah.
So when you think about being resilient, that's a powerful word.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I think about being resilient, it's really to the fact of me not having control of a situation, but still moving forward in a positive manner.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I kind of think of it.
Yeah.
But what do you think about it? What is your perspective?
I don't know. Resilience for me is just like the ability to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to always be striving for more and achieving more. And resilience is a mindset. And once you adopt it, you're like limitless. Like I've trained myself to think that I'm unbreakable.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is some of the specific things that you did to train yourself? Because we can use them gems today, y'all, right? We're gonna steal some stuff from you.
I just know that no one can break me. Nothing can break me. Like there's nothing that you can put in front of me that's going to stop me from not going past it. Like there's not a wall. There's not anything. Like it's just going to be longer. And I'm down for all of the funk. I'm down for all of it. I'm down for climbing. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the journey.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. It's funny because I'm dealing with some things And I'm like, right now, y'all not stopping me. Y'all can't stop me because I'm unbreakable, and I will never be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But you're annoying me.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. Like it's like a fly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like just like, yeah. But I know that no one can stop me from doing anything I put my mind to.
Yeah.
And yeah, or achieving or striving for better and greatness. There's nothing.
How did you get that confidence level though? Did you like write yourself a letter? You talk to yourself in the morning? Like what? How do a person get that confident level that you have?
I realized that at one point it's all about how much you apply yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I've been stopped before,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't apply myself 200%. You know what I'm saying? It's like anything that stopped me is only going to be 100%. I'm just going to go 200%.
Yeah.
You cannot stop me, you know? And every time that I've been stopped or I fell short of my goal, it's because I just didn't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do everything necessary. I didn't turn over every leaf to get there. And now I know I have the ability to overcome anything. I just have to go 120%, 110%, you know? And it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not a thing like it's
yeah,
like,
because you're making it sound easy.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And it's not like I believe it, so it's gonna happen. It's just like no one's actually just gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm just gonna work
Yeah.
more. I'm just gonna work harder than anything that's stopping me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I believe in God, and I'm like, He don't always give me what I want,
Mm-hmm.
but He give me what I need,
There
you know.
it is.
So a lot of things that I don't achieve is like that's just stuff that I want.
Mm-hmm.
This is like that's not what I need anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but anything that I need, I will have. You know, and I have been having.
I like how you said like he knows what we need and he knows what we want.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes he does not give us everything that we want. And a lot of times that is for protection of our own selves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we get to make a choice to say, okay, well, forget about that thing. Let me go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Let me figure something else out.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, this must not be what's for me right now. It's not my timing or whatever the situation may be, right?
That's the thing. You have to understand what you need to be resilient for. You have to know what's important, though, because there's things that I'm like, you're trying to have resilience for that don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want that Beamer. It's like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
I want those shoes and I have to do everything to get those shoes. It's like, you don't need that. You have to understand like the resilience is like, it only counts for the stuff that counts. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else, it doesn't count. Like, so I don't know. It's just like understanding and picking your battles wisely and like, what do I want to go 200% on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And understanding what's necessary in your life. A lot of stuff, especially as Black people, we think it's necessary and it's just not.
Yeah.
I think that recently I realized with my child, I started putting everything in little baskets, in my mental baskets. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. That's not necessary. So it's like the things that are necessary are so small. I have all the time to go 150% on because I just put everything else in the other basket. You know,
you made a choice to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You made a choice to be intentional about doing it as well. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, having a child will make life make a lot of sense really quickly.
Tell me about it.
Really quickly.
Tell me about it's because you're responsible for a whole nother human being.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, you started telling me about all these titles you had. I didn't know that you did all this stuff.
Yeah.
How do you juggle all of that, you know, with just being you? That's a lot of hats to hold.
I don't know. I'm just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God just is moving me in a different direction than I planned.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm riding with it, and I'm doing all of it because I still have the autonomy to do whatever I want. I don't have an office, even with all those positions. I don't go in
Yeah.
to anywhere. So I'm like,
Blessed and highly favored.
yeah. So I got 4 or 5 jobs and no office. So it's like I'm going to do everything to maintain that, and I like the projects that I'm working for.
Yeah.
So it's like it's cool. I believe in them. None of them are anything that I'm not like into.
It sounds like everything that you do is kind of surrounded by a community too. Is it? Or somewhat helping people?
Nah, I'm not. I'm not like, my thing is not just helping people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have a civic duty, but just because I do, but that's not my thing. I'm a for-profit business. Like, I'm a businessman. I'm about money, but I don't know. The community has a space in my heart, and if I have time or energy, I'm always going to give back to my community. But that's not like my thing. Maybe not my thing. That's just not my, like, I'm not the nonprofit dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a business. Like, I'm a for-profit business.
So, when you said you had a civil duty, what does that mean? Can you go a little deeper into that?
I think we all do. I think we all have a duty to give back and support our community in whatever space we can, and when we have the time, and not any earlier than you have that opportunity to, whether it's cleaning up your neighborhood or doing something or giving back to this or that, anything you're into. I think everyone has a duty. If you're a DJ, I think it's your duty to teach another person.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but people don't do that a lot nowadays. It's hard to get the older generation to pass the torch to the younger generation.
That's their problem. I think if you're not an OG, if you're not passing it down, you're an older person.
Not like that.
You're just an older person. You're just older than me.
We taking the G off, y'all.
Yeah.
The OG is coming off.
It's coming off. If you don't have, if you're not teaching somebody else, what is like? I don't know. I don't talk about those type of people.
No, I agree, because those learnings you can't take with you. OG.
No, you just want to
older person.
Yeah, older person. It's just like, it's a circle of life, and in other communities, the elders hand down information to the younger community. And I think it's both. And like the younger community also needs to listen to the elders.
Yeah, definitely. Because they don't know how to use computers and smartphones and stuff.
They don't,
Bless their heart. And
sometimes with younger generations, we might have more money than the elders, so we think that they're not our elders anymore. They're always going to be our elders, and but there's a miscommunication within generations, but I'm not going to blame it all on the OGs or the older people, but it's part of our problem too. But it can start with me. I'm an OG to somebody, so it can start with me reaching back and having lines of communication and clear lines of communication. Not when I'm just telling my youngsters when they're wrong.
Yeah,
tell them when they're right too. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
So I'm involved. Like all of my youngsters, I'm involved. I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
I'm pulling up. I'm support. If I have to tell you something, or it's from love, because I'm here when it's good. I'm here all the time. So I don't know. I'm not really stressing. I don't really dwell off people that don't do stuff right. That's none of my concern. The OGs that still want to be the man. That's not even people that I talk to.
Yeah.
I don't consider. There's a lot of OGs that people like. I'm like, no, he's an older dude.
Right.
Like, he's not.
I never looked at it like that, but I'm still in that, because I
Yeah.
know some people that's some older people and not OGs.
Yeah. It's like,
No disrespect.
no disrespect. And they might have their reasons for wanting to be the man and not passing down knowledge. But if you're doing something that I'm doing, and I have to pass that down so you don't go through the things that I went through, and then you can jump man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You usually jump man. You got to be better because I'm going to tell you all the mistakes I made. You know? So
there's a lot of people out here hurting right now, like just trying to figure out life, trying to figure out how to be a parent, how to be married, how to go to work and still be happy, how to pay these bills, how to transition to being an entrepreneur. Just, I mean, I can keep going on and on. Life is just lifing, like I said, right? And so, with a person like you coming from West Oakland, growing up in Oakland all your life, being in our community, seeing what's going on, all the transitioning things that's happening in our community, there's somebody out there that's trying to figure it out. There's somebody that's out there in their youth, their age is, their perspective, their mind is not where it's supposed to be because they that youngster, right? So if you had to say anything to that person, or maybe even your younger self that you need to talk to, what is the gem? What is the advice that you can give them about ascending, about rising higher, about, you know, not being in your feelings right now, because your feelings can change. In 2 years, you ain't gonna feel like this. We both, you and I both know that, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I got the first, when the guy first broke my heart, my first relationship. And I just thought, nobody ever gonna love me again. Like,
it's over.
We were supposed to be together forever. Like, I think I was probably about 12 years old.
Probably been dating for all of 6 days too.
But my point in that story is that I don't still feel like that right now today.
Yeah.
So what is it that you would tell that person? It may not even be a younger person. It may just be another older person. Or maybe an OG. I don't know. What would be your gems? It's your time to talk.
I think there's a lot of things. I have so much. One, just for Black people in general, I think we need to think a little smaller and think of like think like back to the everything is a bag thing mindset. Is like we don't have to do it big. That's why we don't get to do it big, because we only see the top, and we're not building towards the top. We're just trying to go for the top. But in a lot of other communities, they know it's an incremental thing, and we're here and we have legacies to live. So we can also set it up for our children when we die too, to carry on our legacy and our name. We don't have to do it all in one lifetime. Our offspring can do it for us too. You know, we Black, and we only been here as Black people. We haven't been here as long. So we want to show that we are successful this lifetime, you know?
Yeah.
When our white counterparts, they're not pressed on showing you this lifetime. They want to leave it for their kids and their kids' kids, you know? So I would say think a little bit more micro. Like if you want to start a hair shop, don't go out and don't go get the front door. Don't go get, not the front door. Don't go out and go get some keys to a studio, you know what I'm saying? Or a shop. Like you got to max out your kitchen first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we don't never do that. We like, I got to get the shop. Like, no, max out the kitchen until you can't, until it just gets uncomfortable. And then you go get the shop, you know, get the smallest shop. And after you get that shop, you go get another shop, you know? I've always like, I want a big old house, 3-car garage, 5 bedrooms. And I'm like, how about I get the starter house? And I'm just get the starter house first, and then live in that, and then work up. And then maybe I'll get the next one, and the next one, and the fourth one will be the dream home. But that's a new concept that I just kind of like adopted within the last year. Cause, yeah. And what else?
It's that, what did you call the bag?
Everything is a bag.
Everything is a bag.
A penny is a bag.
A penny is a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the formation of that. Like Like how I was actually picturing someone starting like their cosmetology, career in their kitchen.
Yeah.
Like you can have 3-6 chairs in your kitchen.
Yeah.
And Miss Johnson over here getting set with the satin lotion, and Sandra over here is ready for her flat iron.
Yeah. And people are down to go with you on that journey. People are down like, oh yeah, we used to be in the kitchen. Like it's a story. Like the journey is the destination. Like all of this is the destination right now.
Yeah.
I know I'm living in a destination. It's like as long I'm working towards a higher thing, but this is the fun part. And I always know it. It's like, and I try to teach it to my youngsters too. I'm like, brother, we here. We in this. This is it. Like
right now.
But you gonna put your head down? Like we're in this. This is the fun part. I know I got millionaire friends. Like they don't have as much fun as me. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta work.
I gotta work too, but I'm having fun in it, and because I know this is it. This is the destination. I'm still going, but every moment I'm living, this is the celebration. Like it's fun.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. A friend of mine was like, Toni, you always talking about when you make it. She's like, I noticed that you always talking about when I make it, when I make it, when I make it. And she was like, do you realize that you have already made it?
You're still ascending.
And when she said that, at first it kind of like rubbed me wrong because I was like, girl, I ain't made it where I want to be at. I said it like that. But then when I really broke it down and dissected, I was like, wow, well, I am hosting on stages and I do have a TV show. Oh, and I am doing, and I realized what she meant when she said that to me. And it was like, if I die tomorrow, I can't say I never did the things that I asked to do. Yeah, I didn't make the money from it. I didn't have the big checks. I didn't have the big house or whatever, like you said, but I've actually been able to do everything that I said I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I've already made it. I already know.
We already made it.
I've been made it. Like I'm still making it. This is all of it.
Yeah.
I'm not rich, but I think I'm like at a point where I'm like, I can probably deal with most problems that come across my table now. I can probably deal with those.
I like your confidence level.
For real?
No, for real, because a lot of people it's hard to even have that. You may not be thinking like that because that's something that you've already, you have that. But even just talking nice to yourself.
Yeah. Even
being your own number one fan, even believing that you can do whatever it is that you want to do, like that's a blessing. That's a talent. Not everybody has that.
Yeah, but everybody
and not everybody feels like they have
everybody doesn't feel like they have it, but they can. It's just you have to train your brain to understand, and then you have to apply yourself. That's the harder part. You just have to do extra stuff. Like, I don't know, my wife sometimes if she goes in she has like she deals with it different than me. She's getting way better now. But she's like, it's going, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like she thinks, I know she still thinks things can be perfect.
Yeah.
And I just know nothing is. So I'm like always expecting the worst. So everything is up for me. My wife still thinks like, oh, we can have a perfect this, you know? So she deals with it differently. She deals with the differently, but
that's why y'all a couple, because y'all can balance off each other. And
we're teaching each other for sure.
Teach her, help her, bring it to her attention, because she may not even be thinking like that. And that's a lot of times, just like when I said that, when my friend said that to me, I wasn't thinking like what she meant until I really sat with myself, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what she mean. I mean, I get it now.
Yeah. My wife had car problems or something. I'm like, okay. Like, like what? I'm like, I have a car.
That would make me mad though. So I'm like, I got a flat tire. I need to go to work. I'm supposed to be here. And
But
you're
also,
like,
I'm like, this is not an isolated problem. It's not like, oh yeah, you just have a car problem. And I'm like, oh yeah, bet. It's like we got to figure it out. We got to get a new car. We got to fix this car. I have a car that we need to share. Or like it can't be broke. We can't be broken. We just gonna be uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not gonna be how we want it to look, but you can't break me.
right.
We just gonna be sharing cars. People do it all the time.
Yeah, but most people's reaction is to panic or to complain or to, like I said earlier, when life show up, you be like, I can't believe this happened to me. Like,
But it didn't happen to you. So what, you just don't want to share cars? It's because you want to do it how you want to do it.
that is true.
You
And we all want to live our life the way that we want to live our life.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm just going to share cars with my husband. It's practically your car anyway. This is not even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just understanding, like, the resilient thing is not like, oh yeah, we're just living, like we're just maxing out life. It's just like, no, we're just not going to let anything break us.
Yeah.
Spiritually, you know, like you're not going to mentally break me.
Why are you so good at that?
I'm training myself. I'm still in it. I'm still in trying to train myself. I think I've been confident, but not like actually confident. Like now I feel like I actually believe in myself. And I know I'm defining my own success now. And I'm not mirroring it on somebody else's success or Tony's success or my other friend's success. And I'm just like, okay, what is success to me? And it's like, okay, success for me is being able to deal with most things that come up, being able to like understand how to deal with everything that life is going to throw at me, and having the resources to counter them. And I think like I'm successful.
Did you like have an epiphany one day and feel like, you know what? I need to change up. I need to switch up.
I don't know. I don't think it's like one day that I'm like, oh, I'm just enlightened. I think I'm definitely the kid will speed up your growth, your mental growth. I stopped living for people. I don't care about, respectfully, I just don't care about as many things as I did prior to having a child and a family, you know, like.
So do you think that's what happened with the transition? Is that when you became a parent, like you started thinking differently?
Yeah. I think a lot of times, like becoming a parent, it simplifies your world. And my world was very complicated prior to having a kid. And now, like, I had a million things going on. And then I put them all in the baskets that I was telling you about.
Yeah. Baskets.
And then I'm like, okay, I really got time. Because this is all simple stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And I realized I have time. I'm like, oh, there's only 4 things in this basket that I actually have to do. Before I had 50 things. And like, these are the only things that's important. And all I have to do is 4 things now.
Yeah.
You know? So it just makes me simpler. I know. Having a child made life simpler for me because it made me prioritize things of importance. And yeah. And once you know exactly what you need to do, it's like, it's easy to maintain those things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a work in progress though. I'm like,
we all are though.
Man.
That's the thing, community. Every day, this thing with ascending, this thing with life, it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
it truly is a
mind style. Yeah. It's a mind. It's a way of thought, thinking. I'm sorry. I cut you
No, you did not. No, that was perfect because I've always been big on like affirmations and stuff like that. But just recently, like within the last 2 years, I started thinking like, okay, you got all these affirmations everywhere, but do you really believe in those affirmations, Tony? Because you can be looking at them and see them, but you have to actually, swallow them and believe them versus you. And I think for me personally, like, even if I read it over and over and over again, then that's how it gets dissected into my system. And then I start to believe it because I can't just, even when like something good happens to me, I'm like, dang, I can't believe it. It takes me a couple of months to be like, oh, that really, like, I did that. Or like, this really happens. I mean, I don't know why I'm like that. But I noticed it lately. I noticed it within the last 2 years that I don't celebrate right away. I don't, you know, I'm kind of like in shock for a second before I realize, oh, this good thing has happened or whatever. I don't know why. I'm figuring it out.
See, we have to, as Black people, I feel like we have to break out of that. Like, we're deserving of everything. All of this, we're deserving of it. Like, you're deserving of whatever that thing was, whatever that blessing is. That's yours. That's yours. Like, I've been like that for a long time. Like, whatever. No, nothing is whatever. It's not whatever. All of it, we deserve all of it, you know, and we allowed to celebrate and allowed to rejoice in whatever that is, you know. And I don't know. I think I just got on this commission and for the Oakland, and I was just like, and I did a heck of stuff to get on it. Went through a lot of stuff.
The commission?
Yeah. The Cultural Affairs Commission. I'm a commissioner.
Congratulations, King.
Thank you. And then I was going home, and I'm like, oh, let's go to a bar. And usually I'll be like, whatever. Everything's whatever. Everything's whatever to me. And I'm like, no, let's actually go. This is my boy who helped me through this. I'm going to buy you a drink, you know? And I feel like we need to celebrate. And I need to get out of that, like, oh, it's nothing, or I don't deserve this. I deserve it. And everybody deserves whatever that is, you know? So we deserve all this stuff. We have imposter syndrome sometimes. Like, we have to lose that, I think.
I'm working on it, y'all.
You deserve it, because look at what you're doing and like how serious you were, your communication with me to even get to this point. Like,
I know. I was like, you probably tired of me text message.
I wasn't, but I also admired the resilience, and I reside that you like are about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the thing is that the rewards that you get, like, you deserve it, because I see how serious you take this. It's a Saturday. Most people are out doing whatever on Saturday, and you're here doing
Sunday.
On Sunday, excuse me, on a Sunday.
Okay.
And you're here doing this, you know, this is prime day party hours right here, you know, and you're like, no, I want to build something. I want to talk to people. So,
yeah, I don't know if you know how I started this platform, or even if community know how I started this platform, but it was really for a selfish reason. I was always hurting and just over the top with my emotions. Like, why is this happening to me? And I'm mad that this is happening to me. And, you know, I feel like I'm the only one that is happening to, you know, and wondering, was everybody else going through life like I was going through life? Because all I see is people laughing and smiling and partying and looking nice and smelling good and acting like nothing ain't bothering them. And so I wanted to really know, was life happening just like it to you, that like it's happening to me? No, I mean, dang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dang. Like, I need some explanations. I need some answers, Lord. Like, I'm feeling quite alone right now. I'm feeling quite mad and angry and sad and disappointed right now. Is anybody else feeling like I'm feeling right now? And that's why this platform exists. Because when I hear your perspective, when I hear her perspective, when I hear his perspective, then it makes more sense to me. And it just goes with that saying. It's just like, you can't raise a kid without a village.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can, but it's not comfortable. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's harder. It makes more sense to do it with somebody else.
Yeah. So
that's the same way with this thing called life. I need to know how your brain operates so I can kind of take some of the stuff that how you operate to fit into my brain, so I can ascend.
Yeah.
So it's a little selfish reason why we doing this. But ultimately, it's because I don't want you to be hurt like I was hurt when I was in that situation.
Let me tell you something. Every time I've seen you always present well outside.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure within the times that I've even seen you on my radar, that you went through a lot of stuff up and down. You get what I'm saying? But you always present well outside, right?
Yeah.
And you probably
try.
you're probably never not going to do that. So that's exactly how other people are going through too. Other people are literally going through the same thing. They're just presenting well. Because I'm presenting well too. I'm going through stuff up and down. And I know I'm always going to present well. So you have to assume that everybody else is going through the same thing. That's why I give people grace.
Yeah. Oh, that's my favorite word.
You know? Because I know I'm like, oh, we all capping. You know? But it's not capping. We're just taking care of ourselves. And we want to have fun and we want to look like everything is under control, even when it's not. But you have to assume that everybody's going through this. And I know they are. I know everyone's going through it. Because people think I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I do.
If y'all think I'm not, and I am, I'm like, oh, we all on the same type of time, you know?
Yeah.
So I know everybody's there, but we don't talk about it, and we don't have the platform to talk about it, you know?
We do got the platform to talk about it right here on Ascending with Toni Rochelle.
That's the thing.
Come on, y'all.
Nah, there's platforms like that are pure platforms that you can actually speak on stuff. But like social media is like, and that's another advice I'm like for anybody. It's like social media is really bad for your mental. And then like if you want to ascend, you have to like remove yourself from it to actually build something.
Well, now I do think that, you know, you get to pick and choose what's on your timeline, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, not everything, but I'm saying like when I listen to Tabitha every morning, it's something about that woman. She gives me inspiration. You know what I mean? I feel like she's really like my auntie.
Yeah.
And that she's talking to me in her kitchen every day.
Yeah.
It's like, I know I need to go straight to her page and listen to what experience she has experienced. And for me, it helps me when I hear someone else's story. It's like you watching that Lifetime movie or any movie.
You shouldn't trust in people like that, though.
It's not that I'm trusting in people. I trust in the Lord always, first and foremost. But the gem is the people. The gem is the people hearing that, oh, like you said, they over there struggling too, even though they got $1 million and everything. You know, he over there struggling, even though he a man and he got the same story as me, but he's a man and he got the same, you know, it's that type of, it's a relatable thing. It's not it's not that I'm putting all my trust in that person.
Yeah. No, I'm very cautious about, I take people with a grain of salt. Like, even the people I like revere, I think I'm like, yeah, still a level of, you are human, bruh. So it's like, I mess with you, but I mess with you only so far because you're human.
And I totally agree with that too.
You know,
it's about your environment and the people, the company that you keep, and all of that. All of that is a factor of living.
Yeah. No.
Life is be life, and y'all.
Life be life, but you know, social media is very interesting, and it forces us to compare ourselves to too many different things, too many different factors, and we often forget that everybody's going through ups and downs, you know, and like even my like millionaire friends and my rich friends are not as happy as you would think they are.
I believe that.
You know what I'm saying? I do have some friends with like upper middle class, and I'm like, he's kind of in his bag. You know what I'm saying? My rich friends is like, it's cool, but I don't know. That don't seem like the life I would want to live. It don't seem that fly to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in theory, it looks good, you know, but it's not what you want. It's like, you don't want that. So, but we like, oh, that's where I have to be. There's no in between. And that's why we don't save every penny.
That's that whole society thing.
We want $100, but we don't realize, we just think, oh, how can I get this $100? Don't realize I can just pick up pennies. Pennies.
Hey, no cap though. When I see a penny on the ground, I picks it up.
I got
all the time. And most of the time it be on heads.
I got a big homie named Stretch, and he's successful. He's a successful manager. I don't know his pockets, but I know he's straight. You know what I'm saying? He picks up every penny. I'm like, he's been around us, and I'm like, he's clearly the one with the most money. You know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, you're not gonna
Stretch, I need a loan.
Right.
I need a donation.
Seaside Stretch, shout out Seaside Stretch, but he will pick up every penny. He's been like that every day, and that's why that's where I got it from. Like, I don't throw pennies away. I keep it. I don't have that many as I once did, but like I keep it because I'm like, well, the most paid dude
then added up for me a couple of times. I ain't even playing.
The most successful dude around at this particular point in time is picking up pennies and saving them. I'm like, okay, he knows something I don't know.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah,
he do. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. You could have been anywhere today. Sure. You didn't have to come and be sitting with Toni Rochelle.
I love when people are going hard, and I love when people are obsessed with what they're doing.
Thank you.
So if I can be a part of that, lend whatever I have going on to like people that are like into their stuff, I'm pulling up.
Hey, he pulled up. This is your last words. Do you want to have anything else you want to leave with community? You want to tell people where to follow you, what you got coming up next, or whatever you want to say? It's all yours.
There's always going to be something coming up next. I'm not here to promote, but I'm DAGHE on Instagram, Facebook. The DAGHE spelled DAGHE. I'm into so many things. If you follow me, you might be into one part of it, and then you will. So I don't know. I'm all over the place, but you can give me a follow, and you might be into it. You might not be, but there's something in there. I do so many things, but I appreciate this, and I appreciate you creating this platform for people like us to discuss on some real stuff and not just the cap, not just the performative media. I think this is needed.
I appreciate that. Somebody else told me that yesterday, so that's 2 people in a row. So 2 or more agreed, and it must be going right, right? Hey, thank you again for coming on the show. Thank you, community, for tuning in today. There will be a replay, so if you need to see it again or you need to send this video to somebody that's going through maybe similar things that we talked about today, make sure you like the button, make sure you pass it on to the next person, and make sure you keep coming back every Sunday at 3:30 to be with me, Ascending with Toni Rochelle on Believe Radio. Shout out to community, shout out to the parents. Did y'all hear us talking about the parents today? If you any type of parent, I don't care if you're a doggy parent, you still a parent, okay?
I don't know. This is a little bit different.
No, because see, my daughter, my daughter trying to start a doggy clothing line, so I'm trying to put that plug out there real quick. No,
I see what you're doing. You're right, doggy parents.
He hating on my plug, y'all, but that's okay. You know how we do it. I'm Toni Rochelle. This is Believe Radio. Keep ascending, keep going. Don't let nothing hold you down. Don't let nothing keep you stagnant. If you're feeling alone, tap into this platform. If you're feeling alone, write yourself a story, write yourself a letter, get on your knees and pray. Scream if you have to, because guess what? It's free. Keep ascending. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
Gotta keep ascending. Even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you're gonna keep ascending. Her pain is my pain. Her struggle's my struggle.